Okay, hey everyone. Today we're talking to Richard Kellow, who is an international hypnotherapist based in Auckland. He sees clients pretty much all around the world. So what we'll do is Hey Richard, how's it going?
Hey, morning Justine. Good, how are you?
Cool, good. So I'll get you just to talk a little bit about how you got into hypnosis and hypnotherapy. And we'll go from there and just have a chat about different things that students might want to know from someone that's doing it.
Awesome. So I guess it was probably about 15 years ago now. I was working in London, so my background's in finance. I was always working in the stock market, mortgages, and I went to see a hypnotherapist myself to help me to lose weight. So I was about 25 kilos heavier than I am now, and lost the weight from there, and obviously kept it off. And then I went back to see the hypnotherapist to say, can you help me with stopping smoking? Do you help with the stress? I was working in the stock market at the time, and it was on the back of that I was just like, oh, do you know what? I just need to get out of London. I just need to go and do something different and move to New Zealand. And it was when I got to New Zealand, I thought, what do I want to do with my life? I'm really good at what I do. I love sales, but actually, it's not something which I really enjoy. And that's when I really evaluated what I want to do and thought, actually, I know the power of hypnosis. So let's retrain in that area.
Cool.
And so I retrained, with one school, and then of course, a bit later on, I trained with you, Justine.
Yeah, we caught up. We were actually at the same course with Grant.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. And we met up then. That would have been quite a few years ago.
Yeah, a while back now.
Yeah, cool. And then from there, what's been happening after you've done your training?
So then I set up my practice. I mean, initially, I thought to myself, okay, well, let me just sort of still work part-time in the job that I was doing, and work as work part-time as a hypnotherapist. And I sort of set myself a limit of, okay, well, this is how many clients I need while I'm working part-time. And it just took off from there. So I literally worked part-time then for maybe about a month. Then I just went in to see my boss and said, look, if I wanted to leave, how much notice do I need to give? And he said, when do you want to leave? And I was like, tomorrow, because it literally just got to the point where my bookings were just getting busier and busier. And I guess it's just been there ongoing, really. So, so I suppose from there, my niche area, I suppose, at the moment is weight loss.
Yeah, and you're very well known for it because you've been in on TV.
So through Women's Day, 7 Sharp, New Zealand Herald, the AM show. Yeah, so I don't want to just list them off, but
but it's pretty exciting, especially for people listening that are starting out. So you managed to go from this to this really quickly, like a month, changing over from going part-time to doing it. How did you get your, what kind of things did you do to get your clients when you started out?
First of all, I put an ad on Facebook, Facebook advertising. And initially, because in the beginning, I set up my own website, I was doing everything. And, initially I didn't really have a lot of money to sort of spend on all of this. I was doing it all myself. And initially I set up Facebook ads. And I remember the first time just thinking like, oh, crikey, I'm spending $100 on Facebook ads. What if this doesn't work? And it seemed like a lot of money. But then in the end, I just ended up running Facebook ads for maybe sort of $600-700 a month, which in the beginning I would have thought that was a lot of money, but that actually sort of kept quite a steady stream of clients coming through, up until the point when it just sort of became word of mouth, really.
Yeah, awesome. And I think, when you're thinking $600 or $700, it really is only one client you need to get a month, out of that ad, like when you look in the big scheme of things.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. In the beginning, I was, like I said, I was just like, oh, you know, gosh, that is a lot of money. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. But then, yeah, it just kept on being a rolling ad. And I suppose that's one thing is, you know, you've just got to keep marketing yourself, whichever way it might be, you know, just by making sure that your name is out there.
Yeah. And you're awesome at that. And I think a lot of New Zealand has to thank to you as well, all us hypnotherapists, because you got out there and did all, you know, put all these ads up and got in the paper and stuff, which gave the gastric band and things like that such a huge name, and that's rippled down to pretty much all the therapists around New Zealand, the dogs wanting to come and have a chat with us.
But I remember in the very beginning as well, sort of printing off some leaflets and literally emailing all of the gyms within the area and just saying, hey, look, this is what I do. Can we, you know, maybe have a bit of a partnership where perhaps, you know, I can help people with either gym motivation or weight loss, and you know, maybe we can do something with, you know, if you promote me and I promote you, we can sort of have a bit of a relationship that way. So it's just constantly in the very beginning, just getting out there and trying to get my name out there with all sorts of different partners within the area as well, speaking to beauticians, hairdressers, people that are speaking to their clients on a, you know, month by month basis, that have good relationships with their clients, of people that look after themselves as well.
Yeah. And for you getting out and doing that, were you quite nervous at first, or did you just think,
Totally.
I've got to do this?
Yeah, I was nervous at first, because I just thought, what if these people just think, you know, what is this hypnotherapy? What if they just think this is a whole heap of rubbish, or what if they don't know anything about it? Yeah, but in the beginning, I just thought, I've just got to get out there, because if I don't, you know, how am I going to earn money?
Yeah.
But then but I mean, that's the one good thing, is that hypnosis is a great conversation starter, and you've just got to talk about it to everybody you meet. You know, every barbecue you go to, every time you do anything, just talk about it to everybody, because everybody's interested in it. It's a great conversation starter. And then just word of mouth just ripples along. Tell people what you do. Everybody's always got some kind of, you know, issue that they want help with. Yeah, whether or not it's you know, they're stressed, or they're anxious, or they want to stop smoking, or they've got a phobia about something. So yeah, just talk to everybody about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we were chatting just earlier. So you started your business from home, and that would be a really cool thing to talk with people. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. My internet went a bit funny. Yeah. Okay. So about home.
Yeah. So you're saying I started my business from home. Yeah. So I was working from home, which was great. I was seeing clients from home, and yeah. And then obviously COVID hit back in 2020, and I'd never seen anybody online at all. And I guess, like some clients think at the moment, you know, they sort of think, how does hypnosis work online? And I kind of had that block in my head, you know, how is it going to work? But again, at the time, I just thought, well, if I don't jump onto it, then again, I'm just not going to earn any money. So I just thought, okay, well, of course it's going to work online. So I just basically jumped online, said to my clients as well, yeah, this is going to work. Just again, put it all out there, hypnosis online, this is what I do, and just work through that. And the one thing that it did enable me to do as well was just start to see people up and down the country, up and down New Zealand. And being from the UK as well, I then basically just started pushing out everything to the UK, to my Facebook, to friends and friends of friends in the UK, because I thought, okay, let's do this. And just sent out a load of emails to news and media in the UK as well, and got picked up by the BBC. They phoned me from
Wow.
the UK and were just like, can we have a chat with you about that? And that's where the whole kind of like international thing started as well. So yes, that was pretty exciting. And then as we came out of lockdown, I then started to sort of see half and half people in the office, half online. But now it's just gone fully online. I quite like that. My clients like that. And I think people are so much more relaxed now with working online. So, it's not a case now of, can you see me? Can you hear me? Everybody's just relaxed with working online. So
yeah, it's kind of the way it's, I think that's the positive from COVID, eh?
Yeah.
Whereas
Definitely.
we're all used to this kind of this way of working, and I find clients are pretty relaxed at home, like especially if they're not having to drive and find parking and all the carry on.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was in central Auckland beforehand, so sometimes even if people were 5Ks away from my office, it might take them 40 minutes to get into the office, and then having to find parking, being stuck in traffic, being a little bit stressed actually getting there, can actually cut down their appointment time by an hour and a half by just being able to just log straight on, have the appointment, and then log off afterwards.
Yeah. And of course, in Auckland, I think you guys have hit like over $3 per litre in gas.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's over $3 for a litre of gas.
So they'll be paying $100 in gas to get into Auckland.
Exactly. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier. But again, just being able to see people up and down the country. Because at one point I was having people driving up from Hamilton or down from the Northland, which was great. It shows their commitment. But at least now they don't have to do that either.
Yeah. And of course, you're branched from the UK. You're even in different areas around the world as well now, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I don't really see anybody from the UK much anymore, just because of the time difference. But at least it does give me that option should I need to. But yeah, I mean, I've got an Australian telephone number now, so it does mean that at least people from Australia can sort of phone in, and it diverts through to me here in New Zealand. So it just makes it a little bit easier to sort of give that I guess impression for people that they can, that I'm not just New Zealand based.
Yeah, that is so cool. That's very cool. So if you were to give any advice, you're given amazing information anyway already, especially for starting out and getting out there and getting to know people. If you had any top tips to give to students, and these guys listening are probably just kind of even just this year, they're really, getting into this as a new, most of them a new career, some of them incorporating it into what they're doing. But what kind of things what would a top tip be, or top tips to help them out?
I guess just sort of bear in mind that, you can't help everyone.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it may be out of your scope of practice, which if it is, refer it on to somebody else. That's absolutely fine. Or sometimes it just may not be the client's time. The client may not be ready to change, which is fine as well. So if it's something where perhaps, you can't help that client, then don't take that on board. Don't take that personally. But also just on the other hand, just have confidence in your ability and confidence in hypnotherapy, that actually, it is a great tool.
It's an awesome tool
To do that.
Yeah. And it's an awesome job helping people, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I suppose leading on from that, it is an awesome job. Just to remember as well that, it is a business that you're running, because sometimes, it is easy to fall into the trap of letting that fall by the wayside because of our desire to help people, forgetting that actually it is a business. So yeah, just to remember that, that, you do have to make sure that you're running it like a business as well, even when you're helping people. But if you do need help along the way, employ people like an accountant or a web designer, or somebody for your social media, just to make things a bit easier for you, so you can focus on yourself and you can focus on the client.
Yeah. And so do you have someone helping out with your social media and things like that?
Not so much with my social media, but especially with a lot of the admin stuff I do. So yeah, I mean, somebody does all of my books, somebody does all of my website of things, because these are things which I just don't know anything about. And you know, all of these things are tax deductible as well. So I may as well have somebody else do that rather than me spending a lot of time doing it, probably messing it up as well.
Spending lots of time.
Yeah, spending a lot of time messing it up, and then at least it's done professionally as well, because that's not my area of expertise.
And like when I think about, you know, things like that, I tend to see it as how many clients do I need to cover the accountant, and it's actually not a big number of clients. Like when you work out what the bill is at the end of the year, it's only like 2 or 3.
Yeah, 100%.
Programs.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, it's also their fee is tax deductible as well. So it makes sense to just use somebody, and then you don't have to worry about it, because you don't want to end up with a huge tax bill because you've done the taxes wrong.
Totally. And awesome. Well, thank you so much, Richard, for chatting with us today. Is it okay if people contact you and say hi in the community, and they'll find you on online? And it's under Richard Kellow, so if you check him out on Facebook and internet. Awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, and I'll speak to you soon.
Cool. See you later.
Cheers. Bye.